Hey again, everyone. It is day 3 of my November trip to Disney World, and tonight I'm going to answer some questions that you asked in the Facebook group and over email. Because we had a pretty chill day today, I really felt like I needed to recover after a day in the parks. Wow. I don't know how people go to the parks every day for like many days in a row, because I personally feel like I need to recover after a day there. So I want to answer some questions that Olivia asked in the Facebook group. So the first was the food lowdown, what's open and what's not. And this one's tricky because I think it is going to change frequently and quickly. So right now, most quick service restaurants are open. However, you must mobile order and pick up your food from stations that are set up inside, and it's kind of hard to explain, but basically you mobile order in the My Disney Experience app, and then you get a notification when your food is ready, and you go, it says your food is ready at station number 2, and you go into the quick service restaurant, and a lot of times there's a cast member at the front checking to make sure that your food is actually ready before you go in, because they really don't want people crowding around. And you go in and there's your food. Now, in my experience, a lot of times it's bagged up and packaged to go, and it has your name on it, and you can just grab it and then take it to wherever you would like to eat. Now, there are some table service restaurants open, and as I said, that's going to change quickly as they kind of get more places ready to go. Some table service restaurants you can get carry out food from, and you actually do that in the app the same way that you would mobile order. So in the app, you click the plus button down at the bottom, and it says, order food is one of your selections. And that is how you order food from some table service restaurants as well. So I didn't know how that would work out. I didn't know how you would end up ordering food from table service. But for example, here at the Polynesian, there is Kona Cafe to go listed under the order food options that would normally just be all quick service restaurants. So that is an option, but some are allowing people to eat inside as well. For example, we walked over to the Grand Floridian today, and I did not know this, but the Grand Floridian Cafe was open for dining. Now, they also converted some of the outside area to outside dining, which I don't believe is normally the case there at the Grand Floridian Cafe. It's all indoors, but some people were dining outside, and servers were bringing food out to them on a kind of the patio that loops around the Grand Floridian there. So I would just say, really check before you go. You could do that in the app ahead of time. You don't have to, it's the ferry in the background announcing its arrival at Magic Kingdom over there, or actually coming back from Magic Kingdom to the Transportation and Ticket Center. A little mood noise for you. I would just say check before you go what is open, because it is going to change. Olivia also wanted to know how busy the parks feel, and Amy asked a similar question, what crowds are actually like. So I can only speak to the one day that we went. I think that it's safe to say that crowds will follow the normal patterns. So, for example, on Christmas Day, Magic Kingdom is going to feel very crowded. Even when they cap it at 35%, that's going to feel very crowded. In terms of, COVID-related space that you need. This is a low week in general. This is the week before Thanksgiving. There's not really any school breaks this time of year. This is a very low time of year in general. And the crowds did feel very low to me. Magic Kingdom did not feel crowded to me at all. In terms of waiting, we really didn't wait much at all to ride anything. Now, we did leave the park at about 2:33 p.m. and then return at about 7. So we missed probably the peak crowds of the day, which I always suggest doing. But that's just me. I do not like to be there in the afternoon when it's peak crowds and peak heat, though it wasn't hot yesterday. But so I'd say in general, like, a crowd calendar is still very useful right now, because crowds, I think, will always follow that same pattern. Now, Hollywood Studios is going to be busy every day for the rest of this year and into January already. I know this because all of the park passes are already booked up for Hollywood Studios, which means it's at the peak 35% capacity already. It will be crowded. So if your plans include going to Hollywood Studios, expect that it will feel crowded to you. The parks can hold a lot of people. Like anyone that's been to Magic Kingdom on Christmas Day when they shut down the park that's at 100% capacity knows that means wall-to-wall people. So 35% can be a lot. Especially during this time when we're not used to people being in our space at all. But, at a low time of year in general, it felt very empty to me yesterday. It was wonderful. So waiting, we waited maybe 15 minutes to go on Peter Pan's flight. I think I said this yesterday in the podcast. Yeah, that overall we didn't wait much at all and that the lines kept moving. So that's what it felt like to me. And I think I already answered Allison's question about, do I need to rope drop? Yes. Like all regular touring strategies need to be in place because it is still a lot of people. I guess that's my best way of explaining it. So Kathy asked about Disney transportation, and I really wondered about this as well, like how it would work. So we have ridden the monorail now several times. The way the monorail works is that in each monorail vehicle, they have installed a screen that basically splits it in half. And then they only put one party on each bench in the monorail. So like the most is going to be 2 parties in a compartment in the monorail. And, so all that space in the middle is open. So you're 6 feet apart. For a short ride, it's fine with me to be with another party in there. But if they can, they will give you your own whole car. So today we rode the monorail twice and we had the whole car to ourselves both times. So that is how the monorail works. The boats are running normally, and I prefer to take outdoor transportation if I can. So the ferry is running normally. I'm watching it unload right now from my patio at the Polynesian. It's pretty cool. And then the buses, it does. Sierra told me it does depend on the bus, but they have partitions, like plastic partitions set off, and they have sections numbered in the buses. And you're before you load, you're assigned a number. They ask how many people in your party, and you're assigned a number. So they'll say you're going to section number 1, and you go to the back of the bus, and that's your little area. So they're really, really trying to keep people away from each other and keep everyone safe. So I think I talked about the Skyliner, I assume, is just running as normal, but only 1 party per car. I feel like the Skyliner is super safe because the air is flowing through there constantly, and it's only one, it's like your own private compartment in the Skyliner usually anyway. So that's it about Disney transportation. Let's see, what else did I want to answer? About like resort activities. So the Poly feels very normal to me, especially at the pool. They were doing poolside activities with the kids today, and like they've just modified them so that no one's has to be close to each other. They did a really fun, like a movie trivia game where you had to make up questions for other families, and you had to dance to the songs. Like each family danced to their own song. They're so smart with how they're modifying everything to keep everyone safe. And so the Poly feels really normal here to me. In fact, I'm going to be sad to leave here because I'm going to have to go back to the rest of the world. Lots of activities going on here. All the pools are open. There are some dining that's closed, like Ohana is closed. The quick service place that's at the DVC pool was closed, but the pool bar was open, and I had a Mai Tai from the pool bar, and it felt like so fun to go and order a Mai Tai at the pool bar. It's all outside. There's the horn again. And sit in my chair by the pool and drink it and watch my kid play the pool. It's wonderful. What else do I want to say? I need to say something about the Poly, because there is something that is not normal here with Poly, and that is the monorail station is closed at the Poly. That does cramp your style a lot. Like I don't know how I would do that if the main rest of the Poly was open, because the closest monorail station is you'd have to either walk to the Grand Floridian or you'd have to walk to the Transportation and Ticket Center to get on the monorail. They do have the boats running, the resort launch running to Magic Kingdom, but that does not have a lot of capacity. We went to the bus stop last night to see if buses were running to the Magic Kingdom, and she was like, I don't know. So I don't get the feeling that that's a main thing. I think you're just expected to figure out how to get to the monorail or take the boat. So that could really be problematic if you don't want to do a lot of walking and you wanted to stay at the Polynesian for the convenience of getting to Magic Kingdom. Well, it's all of a sudden not that convenient. The Epcot monorail was closed today for some reason too, and I don't think that's normal. I think it was just a fluke today. So I do need to warn people if they're going to stay at the Poly anytime soon, but I know that will be resolved by next summer because they are going to open the Poly, well, at least they're scheduled to open the Poly, the whole rest of it, to all the regular rooms, and that the monorail work will be done by next summer. So that was it. We just walked over to the Grand Floridian today, which was a nice walk. It takes a little while, but it's very beautiful to look at the Christmas tree. No gingerbread house this year. There's none of that in any of the resorts, but the Christmas trees are all up and it's so beautiful there. And then we rode the monorail from there over to to the Contemporary and had lunch at Contempo Cafe. We did technically eat inside there because, that's like open all the way up. It feels like you're outside. It's so open in there, and there was no one there. It was kind of late for lunch. It was like 1:30 or 2, and so no one was there, and I was like, there's not another human within 60 feet of us. I think we're safe to eat inside, so we did, and it was really good food. I've actually had all plant-based food since I've been here, which I'm not vegetarian or vegan. I was at one period in my life, but I'm not now. But it has just sounded so good to me, and Disney has really upped its game with the plant-based food lately. So I've been eating all plant-based food. I'm gonna tell you what, it's really good. I don't know if I'm going back when I'm at Disney World. Because if the option is there and it's really, really good, I tend to go in that direction. But that's it. And then we came back and swam and had a very chill evening here at the Poly. So I will come with one more at least trip report tomorrow. And talk again then. Bye.